Well, I guess since there is no light, basically want to share you about this thing here. Yeah, I guess there is no light. Hold on. Okay, so what I was saying is that I have this kind of camera, and you've been like wondering what is this? It's been a while ago since I used this because since the pandemic, it's harder for me to take it to convention to take photos. But this one, I still kind of still have it. Is this one now? If you don't know any about this type of camera, I should strongly advise you should look it up about it because it took me quite a while to figure it out how this thing works. Because the first time I did it, because I read the instruction, I leave it alone for like 3 months or so on, and I totally forget it how this thing function. Another thing is that this type of camera, if you see it by itself, it does come with this flash cap style, which is keep in mind this one holds in a battery of this one, small ones. The kind of battery is looks like an N size. N size. Try to keep this thing together. This is the N size batteries that fits here, and this one allows you to get the flash. Doesn't matter. It has to be small enough and a little bit enough that fits back here. And I did test out the flash. It works really well. The type of flash you need for this specific bolt is this one. Now the tag is still remain. I still have another ones that probably a little bit better is these kinds of flash. This flash looks generally about this size. And I test the film. Once it's done, they look a little bit burned up and bolted out. That means it's only one time use. This one, you can see it that is completely burned out compared to this one. Now make sure if you do buy it, you make sure to check out the light bulbs. If you see something like deformed and burst out look to it, and this is more like newer ones, that means you got a good buy. If not, you might end up not having all of it. And there's different kinds of bolts. This is the blue ones. And then there's a clear ones, which is I think I use one of it. But I think mostly is a yeah, I guess I actually have okay, here it is. I actually have the clear bolts. And then there's a blue one. Let's see. Actually, this is a brand new ones. There's some boxes that you can find them. I don't know they make these anymore. I had to look it up on eBay to get this, and they cost like $2 to. If you find them, all of them, they cost about maybe $10 at 5 packs, or more to $75 for 35 packs of these. If you get the clear or blue, because that's the only two options of the colors. It's not gonna be like a lot. Now, the way how it operated, since that's my controller, not this one. Now, this is a wind up one, so it's already been spring loaded, and it's better than nothing. The way how this camera works, as you can see, the dial is already at the certain numbers. It's already at use, and the type of film I'm using is the Metropolitan films. It looks like this little metal tin cans. It has like all those special colors and so on. I got it from Luminosity Foley, whatever you call it. And I loaded it in a very dark room. Like this is the room I'm in a really dark room. How dark it is? Well, the reason why I paint my room in the darkest tone, which is it gets really dark. So it's easier for me to load my cameras. So that's the thing you need to be really careful. Now, the way how this thing is that once you load it, it goes about 5 to 10 shots, and the only setting it goes up to 100 to 200, which is like, the thing is fair enough because this is not like a high advanced camera. It's still good of a one shot, and the best thing about it, because since it's a non-battery operated, only just the flash itself, it's a very good use for if you want to take a good shot. One shot this, there's sometimes you could use a measurement meter right over here to get to the feet meters up to, I could turn this all the way to there, auto, which is a adjust to it, and I could just turn this if I can. really carefully not to get to a person view all the way back to a foot meters, which looks like a building or a mountain. And then it's just a very simple kind of 10 to 10 meters. I think just like all the way. I mean, there's a lot of things you could use. I mean, it's just really old ones. So it's like you have to like literally know what you're doing. Sometimes takes a while to practice, but I always set it at the auto. And I'm gonna do one-time pictures so you can see how it sounds and all that. Before I do that, I want to use a flash so you can see how it operated. Now, this is gonna be one time. I did it twice just to test it out the flash, so it's definitely working. First thing is that the way how you put the flash on is completely like back right up to here. It snapped in and now it's already ready. I just need to put a bolt on it. Bolt. I cannot say it. Now, to put the bolt, this little tiny bolt, see the little nudge it here? You gotta get it right in here. Firm in and securely. Now it's ready. Now I'm gonna shut the lights off and we're gonna get this one last photo of this little tiny camera. Probably the mess of my table as well, so I'm gonna clean it up, make it look neatly. And then we're gonna go ahead and get ready. I'm gonna get good distance too, so you can see it. Wow, that actually works well. And you can see the bolts already burned. Also, once the bolt's done, you can see it's only one time use. There's a little hatches right here, that little tiny little thing. Be careful when you do it. And wait for this, because it's hot earlier on when you do it. Just push this button. It's pull out. Sometimes it pops out if you don't do it right. And this is how it looks. Well, it looks just almost the same like the rest of them, like burned. So that's what I'm just telling you. And now, since I heard 3 times, I had to wind it just a little bit. And then it's ready for another shot. There we go. So it's ready again a few times when you wind it. It looks like looks like a sits I took from it. And then when you put it back, you just push it from the back of it. Usually on the front, people do it on the front, but it's actually in the back. And well, sometimes you gotta be careful when you do it, because not sure where you're supposed to do that. But remember when you do this, okay? I had to do this so many times practicing. I had to snap it right in and then pull it right out like that. And that's it. Sorry.